Hi, it's Sally-Shakti. I'm in my cozy little home. It makes such a difference to have my own place, my own space within the community, um, outside of the house, in the grounds. So a little bit clearer energy field from all of the group processing work that we do in the house space. Closer to nature, not that the house is far away from nature, but just being a little bit closer to the earth. And my own space, which I always set up ceremonially and energetically when I have that opportunity. I kind of always saw myself with my own little witchy camper van. This is a static mobile, and it works pretty much the same way. So I've got my drum and all my sacred oils and my tarot and my journal. What I don't have, which I'm going to talk about, is the vast majority of my books. The vast majority of my books are still in storage, and they have been since September last year, when we went away to Costa Rica. And I was in a bookshop today, and I'm going to talk about that. I was talking to the bookshop owner about books and about my relationship with books, which is a very physical energy. I need books around me. That is one thing that I'm absolutely clear about. I need physical books in my aura, in my energy field, and certainly in my home space, in my living space. The energy of books, the right books, because all books have their own energetic frequency and vibration, according to the words and the intentions that they hold. So books have their own energies and their own energy field, in my perspective, in my understanding. And when I'm surrounded by books that resonate with me and with my frequency, I actually find that very grounding, very anchoring. It's a very physical, material energy, and again, this is something that I've written about a lot in my PhD. Books and language, for me, have a very physical, material energy, and when I have those books in my space and in my energy field, I feel grounded, I feel anchored, and I feel kind of settled, actually, and aligned, maybe alive as well, even. Like I said, it does depend on the books. You know, books have their different energy fields, and some books make me feel nauseous, or I don't know. Yes, the energy of some books, if I'm in close proximity to the energy of some books, I feel nauseous, because I'm very, very sensitive to the energy field that's created by language sets and intentions, the emotions that have gone into the emotions and the language and the vocabulary that's gone into that is held within those pages. So yeah, one thing I'm missing in here at the moment is the vast majority of my books, and as I become more settled here, I will relocate them and bring them home to me. I genuinely miss the books that I don't have with me. Some books, when I moved out of a place a couple of years ago, I actually had to let quite a few books go, maybe quite a considerable proportion of my books, maybe even a third of my books I had to leave behind, and I genuinely miss them. I genuinely think about the books that I've left behind, and that I no longer have. Not in a toxic way that holds me back particularly, but as though they were children, in a way. They're not even my books, but like this energy of belonging, that I feel with physical books around me. and I love them. Yeah, I love them, and I need them in my vicinity. So what I was going to talk about today is that I was in the bookshop, and it's a travel bookshop. All the books are on travel, so I kind of went in thinking it was all going to be kind of maps and travel guides, and I was really beautifully surprised that there's such a wide um, array and collection of books all about all of travel writing of different genres, different styles. I picked up one of the latest books by Olivia Laing, which I was aware of coming out a couple of years ago, called Funny Weather, about art in these transitional times. And I also picked up a little Kerouac. I got myself another Jack, and I'm just really enjoying reading Kerouac's rhythms at the moment. And yeah, the context for that is, why am I reading so much Jack? Because the vast majority of my books are still in storage, so I'm working with what I've got, and this is what I have to hand right now, and I'm loving it. So what I like about this as well, it's called Piers of the Homeless Night, and just on the title page it says, these two journal entries about Jack Kerouac's itinerant experiences in the United States were first published in Lonesome Traveller in 1960. So these are journal entries, which is different from Mexico City Blues, the poetry collection I've been reading, and different from the semi-autobiographical novels that I've also been reading previously, not on camera. And the rhythms in this are really, there's something to get your mouth around. I was reading it in the shop to my friend, and these are some long rolling sentences with real cadence, but Jack's intention to be that blues, to be that jazz player, to be that jazz saxophonist with words, with language. And really in this piece, just from the first page or so, in his terms, he really blows. It's tricky to get my mouth around these rhythms in a way that does justice to the cadence. So I'm gonna give it an awful shot here, just the first, up until the first full stop, basically. Piers of the Homeless Night. Here down on dark earth, before we all go to heaven, visions of America, all that hitchhiking, all that railroading, all that coming back to America, via Mexican and Canadian borders. Let's begin with the sight of me, with collar huddled up close to neck and tied around with a handkerchief to keep it all tight and snug, as I go trudging across the bleak, dark warehouse lots of the ever-loving San Pedro waterfront, the oil refineries smelling in the damp, foggish night of Christmas 1951, just like burning rubber and the brought-up mysteries of Sea Hag Pacific, where just off to my left as I trudge you can see the oily skeel of Old Bay waters marching up to hug the scumming posts, and out on over the Flatiron waters are the lights ululating in the moving tide, and also lights of ships and bumboats themselves moving and closing in and leaving this last lip of America land. Ah, that is so beautiful. And I'm going to stop there because the next full stop is a long way off, and I need to put my phone on charge. But the start of the next sentence goes like this. Out on that dark ocean, that wild, dark sea, where the worm invisibly rides to come, like a hag flying and laid out as if casually on sad sofa, but hair flying, and she's on her way to find the crimson joy of lovers and eat it up. Death by name, the doom and death ship, the SS Roma, painted black with orange booms, was coming now like a ghost and without a sound except for its vastly shuddering engine, to be warped and wailed in at the Pedro Pier, fresh from a run from New York through that Panama Canal, and aboard's my old buddy Denny Blue, let's call him, who had me travel 3,000 miles overland on buses with the promise he will get me on, and I sail the rest of the trip around the world. Oh, there's a full stop there, actually. So I'm going to leave it there, but this is, I'm just really loving getting my mouth around these rhythms and my body into these cadences, and noticing that the more I slow down, the more I can embody that sensory experience. So happy to share that with you, and lots of love.